Instagram. We're live over here on LinkedIn and YouTube. This is the Courageous and Free podcast live coming to you hot and fresh this beautiful Wednesday here in October. And yes, it's finally getting chilly, not cold, but chilly in Orlando, Florida. So today we are jumping right into the juicy details of your belief systems, your belief traumas, your belief history, your belief into your future self, and how freaking contagious our beliefs are. Yeah, they are freaking contagious. When you think about just in life in general and what your beliefs are doing for you or what they're blocking you from, not many of us want to admit that, right? Not many of us want to actually realize, because sometimes when we recognize that our beliefs are our blocks, we need to do something different. We get to do something different. We deserve to do something different. We deserve to actually step into that next level. And what happens is a lot of people inside their own worlds, their personal life, their business life, get a little caught up in the fact that their beliefs are their way or the highway. And it's like, well, what if we could have a little bit more fun? What if we could play in the space of curiosity and possibility and potentiality? And what if that wasn't enough to get you to just be curious about a different belief? But if I bring it into your business now and say that whether you realize it or not, your beliefs or lack of, your conviction or lack of, is also contagious for your prospects. And indefinitely, it's either helping them cross the finish line or it's blocking them from success. It's blocking them from the results that you guarantee. It's blocking them from their transformation. And who are you to block that for them? Right? And now we all know that if they don't say yes to you and you don't help them across that finish line, maybe, hopefully, eventually, they will find somebody who can or who will, right? But this is why it's important to understand that your beliefs around money, your attitude about your program, your conviction, and this can be altered at any time by what somebody says or does in our personal life or our business. It bleeds back and forth. It becomes one of those things where we we get to benefit from that when life is great, and we get to grow and expand and become resilient when things are happening for us. Because remember, life's always happening. But how can we be ready to accept the fact that when we understand how our beliefs are impacting, especially our sales. And I know I said last week was our last episode on the September sales series, but I'm going deep on this because this happened very much as a pattern in just the past few weeks of me coaching high ticket sales closers and business owners. So this also benefits your personal life. So don't leave just yet, because I'm going to explain to you how your money beliefs are blocking you from investing into the things you deserve, that you desire, right? Here at the end of the day, it's so critical to understand that these beliefs are coming from a couple different areas in your life. And again, they're very contagious, and we can choose again at any time. And detaching from those beliefs. So this is where it gets really fun. We're not our feelings, we're not our beliefs. Our feelings are just that emotional guidance system to say, hey, I really like what's happening here. Bring me more of this. This is a great experience. This is a great opportunity. Or, whoa, this doesn't feel good. I don't like this. Please stop. Don't do this again. Then we get to go back and look at, well, where in my life did I commit to something? Where was I honoring my word? And I realized this isn't the word I wanted to honor. Like, this is the commitment or decision that maybe looked great, sounded great, but isn't really in alignment anymore to my vision and my desires, and most importantly, your values. So this is where people sometimes cross threads here with values and beliefs, but your beliefs, if you are in alignment, are anchored into your value system. What do you value? What do you prioritize? What do you care about most in this world, in this lifetime? And So when you think about, I have a feeling, I like the feeling, I don't like the feeling. What do I believe about this feeling? What am I making it mean? Where am I giving my power away? Where am I blaming or shaming? And then where do I get to then decide, okay, this is good and keep going in that direction? Or, whoa, pivot, reset, right? And I talk a lot about this in the AAA method, which is one of the foundational pieces I use with my one-on-one clients and have for over a decade. And myself, every single day, I use the AAA method, and it's that awareness. It's that assessment without judgment, without making it mean. And that's the tricky part, because we are naturally meaning making machines. We make something mean something so we can store it in our brain. Do they like, yes, do that when it comes up again, or don't do that, touch that hot stove again, right? And then we decide. And then we either do the thing or we don't do the thing. And then we feel something from that. And then we decide, what does that mean? What are we believing about that? And it becomes this cycle with every interaction of our life. And there's a lot of interactions that are happening every second. I mean, when we think about it, we make tens of thousands of decisions a day, right? I've seen studies that say 30,000, 50,000, depending on how many responsibilities you have in your life. That's how many decisions you're probably making. Or maybe you're delegating some of those decision makings to other people in your team or in your household or in your community. But the point of all of this that I really want to dial in is we get to choose our beliefs. And it's our responsibility to choose wisely, especially as a business owner, especially as a closer or a sales rep representing another company, because it's contagious. And if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, what are you attracting? Right? What do I mean by that? Think about, here's a fun one. Think about complainers. Complainers flock together. And what do they have? More things to complain about. Think about people who have very dramatic lives, right? They're just, wow, they're entertaining because their life is so dramatic. What do they have? More drama. Not for this mama. I avoid complainers and drama like the plague, right? I am like, nope, 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 nope. I let people vent. I let people share. I ask quality questions. I get to the point and say, do you want to just vent for a couple minutes, or do you actually want to discuss a solution? Right? And it's the same thing with success people. Think about people who are very successful. They create more success. Like, hello. And this all stems back to our beliefs. And the thing is, the way I was raised in the 80s and 90s, yes, I'm dating myself here, but the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of different belief systems that were warped and don't really serve us this day and age, and are very limited, old belief systems that no longer serve me, my family, my goals, my vision, my dreams of what we desire and we deserve and what's possible. And about, it was a lot of you shouldn't or you couldn't or you must. And I was like, do I have to? Is it really? I mean, I think of the time when I wanted to go on semester at sea, and it was a ridiculous amount of money. I was graduating from college, could have graduated early from college with like very minimal college debt. And instead, I went, 30 plus thousand to go around the world on a boat my last semester in college. So many people telling me, you shouldn't do that. That's a lot of money. It's not safe. Their beliefs were leaking into my belief system, but I didn't allow it to alter what I wanted in my truth, what I believed to be true for me, what I desired, what I deserved. And I didn't want to regret. I had so much death younger as a child, and this is for another episode, that I knew that life has its up and downs. I knew that life could be tough. I knew that we were going to lose people. Like, we were born and we die, and it sucks because we love who we love. But at the end of the day, it's not the tragedy of the death. It's what dies inside us while we're living. And what do we make true of that? What do we believe to be true of that? And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, because that, again, this is for another conversation. But what is your belief system? What is your truth? What is your assumptions that you're making about your business, your prospects, your services? And then what's the truth? Because assumptions are in my world, right? If you read the book The Four Agreements, it talks about honoring your word, make no assumptions, take nothing freaking personally, which hello, your belief systems, do you take things personally? I mean, we have at all some points. And if you are a recovering people pleaser like me, we definitely take things personally. And then do your best, which I think that's a lot of pressure. So when I say take the pressure off, just do a little bit better. Just be a little bit better today, a little bit better tomorrow, a better business owner, a better sales rep, a better mom, dad, sister, brother, community, volunteer, like whatever those roles are. And so when you think about the truth, like what is the truth? It's rooted in a belief system. It's rooted in science because it can be proven. But there's a lot of things that we make true that aren't freaking true. There's a lot of limiting beliefs that we believe are true. Hear me out on this. How many of you are guilty of this? Don't blame or shame yourself or others for those belief systems. Just recognize it and then decide again, commit again, be aware of it. Stop firing and wiring those limits because when you do, you're making them stronger like a muscle. So think about your life situations, which most of them are temporary. How much meaning do we give to them? How much power do we give away to our circumstances, our situations? And then think about this for your prospects. Think about this for the people that you really want to help in life. Whether you run a business or you're just a volunteer and you want to help someone, are you being sold on their perceived blocks? Are you being sold on their objections? Are you being sold on their limiting beliefs? While you're also trying to help them have this breakthrough in their perception in aiding and overcoming their limiting beliefs? Or are you allowing their beliefs to be contagious and affect who you are and what you're doing? And why you're still in this space with them, you have to be uber competent and confident in your beliefs and what's possible, in your conviction of the solution of the services you're providing. And at least if even if they just realize because you're a good quality question asking competent human, even if they realize that because of you being able to hold space for them and acknowledge their limiting beliefs and not being rude or egotistical about it, be like, hey, oh, that's an interesting to look at that. That's an interesting way. Or a lot of my clients had that same belief and they don't anymore. Can I share with you what changed for them? Are you open to this? Ask for some permission because belief systems are rooted deep. So if you go in trying to like pluck it out and they're like, no, this is my belief system, I'm married to it, and it's the truth, you're going to go into a boxing ring. And this is where we get into the objection cycle or disagreements in our personal lives. And it doesn't have to feel like that. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing sales, you're helping people not regret saying no, but also not regret saying yes, because maybe you were convincing and not in your conviction. And they said yes. And they were like, oh, I said yes because I'm a people pleaser. And this really isn't a priority, or I really, whatever it is. And that's okay. But are you going to be able to sleep well at night? Because they're probably not going to be sleeping well at night. So, at the very minimum, help someone master their own decision making. Help someone understand that their beliefs can be true and fuel their vision, their dreams, their goals, and desires, or they can be true and limit their dreams and goals and desires. They get to choose. So, help just shine the spotlight on that by asking quality questions. And we do this in my course, Sales Codes. We also do this in my course, Money Codes. And money codes comes with sales codes because most of the time when you're in sales, the biggest objection that comes up is money. It's not the spouse. It's not needing to think about it. We can overcome those. We can help them shift their perception around those. But even when the spouse comes to the call, they're going to say, my spouse says it's too much money. So what's their money story? What's your money story? What's your money story around whatever it is that's going on in your life, not just in your business? Isn't it bleeding into your business? Are you saying, oh, wow, we had a really good year and now things are different? Well, why? Because it's abundant. It's an abundant world, especially in the US. I mean, we have really unlimited resources if you think about it. Now, at the end of the day, we're helping someone understand, is this really a priority? Because if it's not, it's okay too. It's not our job to blame or shame them or make them feel bad about something they thought they wanted. And then they realize, thanks to you, it wasn't. It's like somebody who wants to commit to something or marry something or date something. And they're like, oh, I went all in. And oh, I wish I would have just took a couple steps back and dated it first. So think about this when you're starting your day. Think about this when you're engaging in conversation, and then definitely be uber aware about this when you're on sales calls. Because at the end of the day, thinking about it, money, all the other things are not objections. They are a perception and a block. And it's our job as a professional to help them overcome their own block, their own limits, their own beliefs that are outdated and aren't serving them and are keeping them from what they desire and what they deserve. And it's also our job to help them shift their perspective if they want to. Give them the opportunity to take their blinders off and say, hey, have you ever considered this? Are you open to that? What if it all worked out? What would that look like? What would that feel like? And would you be mad if you could have this and this and not have to sacrifice one for the other? Because that's the truth. We all have that opportunity. That's the yes and life by design. This is upgrading your default mode to something that's constantly fueling you that next level of what you desire. And again, what you deserve. And if you're like, well, Jackie, you don't understand because money is blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's even more of a reason to go look at, am I blocking it or am I attracting it? And what's the blah, blah, blah? What else? And what else? And get curious with yourself on what stories and beliefs that you have around money, around time, around fulfillment, around where you are and why, and not making it seem something that's right or wrong or good or bad. And making sure that your beliefs are indefinitely the fuel to the fire of living out your vision, your dreams, your goals, your desires, because that is what life is for. I think Tony Robbins said it best when he brought up the whole fact of success without fulfillment is failure. I think failure is a hard word because we make it mean something as like doom, done, we failed, there's no turning back, there's no moving forward, which that's not what it means to me. But I think a lot of people hear that and they're like, yeah, success without fulfillment is failure. And I'm just a failure. So I'm done. It's success without fulfillment just isn't success. Right? And it's okay if you don't want to be successful. Like we all have different meanings of even and beliefs around what success is and what it means to us and what it isn't. And it can be a hodgepodge of whatever. I just made a post earlier this week about like all the luxury things is success. And then it's like, no, success is being able to wake up whenever you want, have the time freedom, have the money freedom to do the simple things in life, to say yes when you want to say yes, to say no when you want to say no. And there's no pressure on either side of that decision making. And so when you think about success and you think about fulfillment, where's that all coming from? Society, old paradigms, old belief systems? Or is it coming from you and your source? Because God does not make mistakes. What you desire, you deserve. I'm not talking about your wants because it's, oh, yeah, I kind of want that. I kind of want this. No, your desires are deep in your DNA and your soul of who you are and why you are here to live, breathe, and experience this precious thing we call life during this time and space of reality. So if you want to go deeper on this, if you want to look at, wow, yeah, this has just opened a can of worms. I need to recheck myself before I wreck myself on my belief systems around fulfillment, around success, around money, around my conviction of my programs and my offer and my services and my pricing and all the things. I'm your person. And we can chat in the DMs here on all the social platforms. We have YouTube, we have LinkedIn, we have Instagram. We can also go over here and snag that free sales codes module that's coming out in just a few days, or go snag that free money codes module and get deep into that, because that's only till the end of this month. And then it's back up to $55 if you just want that solo module, or you can buy the whole freaking course, which I highly, highly recommend if you really want to break free from your own money stories and help your clients do the same, increase your closing percentages from 10%, 20%, 30%, all the way up. I've helped my clients go anywhere from 30 to 50 to 75%. Over 20 million, 21 million, I think was the total, and I stopped counting. 21 million in sales for other service providers and my own businesses as well. And that does not include real estate, because real estate's easy to do a couple million a year. So, what beliefs are you choosing to believe in? And are you giving yourself permission to choose again when you realize you're either blocking yourself from fulfillment in your dreams and desires, or you're blocking somebody else's fulfillment, dreams, and desires? Think about that. I'm going to leave you with so much love. Until next time, bye for now.